Okay, everybody, welcome to another episode of On Point EDC. Today I have a really cool update for you from the brand Machine Era. A little about them. They were founded back in 2013 out of the good old US of A. And with all of their products coming out of their shop in Richmond, Virginia, using Swiss-type turning techniques to produce aerospace level tolerances to ensure the highest levels of fit and finish. Now, in terms of the type of product, this is a custom pencil. Some key characteristics and design, which you're looking for something within the space. If you're going to be looking for something with some unique design language, something that's also pretty fun and fidgetable in terms of its actuation, as well as using premium materials and construction. This is the Machine Era mechanical pencil, and after many years of requests for a mechanical pencil, they finally are delivering. And this beautiful piece of engineering has been a long time in the making. It's functional, balanced, compact, and fit for use no matter what your trade is. It uses a 0.5 cartridge system and is also available with a 0.7. So depending on how thick or thin you want your lead to be, you do have some options. It's going to come in at $99 in titanium as seen, or it will be $89 in brass, or $110 if you do titanium with the blue anodized clip. You can get these, of course, direct from their online store, which I will leave a link to in the description. It is fully constructed out of grade 5 titanium and fully satinized, and I really do appreciate their design aesthetic. Of course, they are, on the newer side. Of course, this space has been become very crowded as of late, and it is nice to see Machine Era really step things up and offer some really special pieces. So with that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, get this piece in hand, and take a closer look. Okay, now before we dive in, quick customary wristwatch check. Today I have on my Seiko Astron, and in the theme of titanium and outstanding tolerances and finishes, I have to say that, it seemed to be the perfect pairing. Now, one thing I do want to mention is, yes, this space is quite crowded, whether you be looking at pens or pencils. Very nice, finely machined mechanical pieces are just amazing, right? And just in the same way that we love a good mechanical timepiece, or in this case, a really nice GPS quartz one. So, dead on timing, which is pretty unbeatable, for daily use. Now, as you guys can see here, one of the key kind of features here is this really cool flat plane surface in terms of grip, which I think is really cool. So of course I am a lefty, guys, which is why I wear my watch on the right wrist, but as you guys can see, it sits really nice, and I do find that flat spot ends up being really good for my fingers to track to. Of course, you do have this great texturing here, and this contouring, which is going to be great for that tactile grip, and it's very, very nice. Now, another feature here is, of course, like you would think, is going to be this great eraser, and basically this is how you're going to load your lead in, just like you would expect. And then when it comes to getting the lead to come out, you're just going to press it, just like you would think, and there you have it. So very clean, very nice mechanism, guys. Really nice here. I mean, it would be good, I think, if eventually they could make it just a little bit, lower riding, just for when you are pocketing these types of pens. But, not everybody pockets their pens. A lot of people will just have them in notebooks and bags and whatnot. So it's not the end of the world, but that would be a nice thing to see in the future. But this thing is really, really clean, guys. Look at the beveling, the finish work here. There's nothing that is left untouched. touched. And just so you know, this is fully titanium. Any reflections you're seeing on it is actually due to off-camera reflecting board there, which does add a nice little fill on some of the blank spaces on here. But I don't want to confuse anybody. This isn't anodized or anything like that, but this is really cool. You even do get a nice little, check that out, Machine Era USA. So nicely signed. But let's get into some more of the details. So grade 5 titanium, of course, solidly built, very nice dialed in click mechanism in terms of the actuation for that lead to come out. Great length at 5.2 inches and then only 9 millimeters thick. So nice, in terms of in hand, it doesn't feel overdone or anything like that. It feels more like a traditional pen. It just happens to be much more robust feeling overall. Now, the weight is only going to come in at just underneath an ounce at 0.8 ounces. And in hand, the ergonomics are just really nice. It's very clean, smooth, and I dig it, guys. Of course, it does follow a lot of the same characteristics as their pen, which the cool thing about the pen is you could actually, it had kind of this modular actuation where you could either have a twist top or a standard clicker. And man, it was a cool one, but it didn't have this little kind of flat space here. And I really wasn't expecting this. I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised with the way that this flat plane came out in terms of just making this pen feel very different in hand, but good. Like my fingers want to find that, I think, very naturally. And it's quite organic that my fingers want to find that and kind of leverage that. And, maybe if I wanted to, I could even flip it the other way. Of course, being a lefty, though, I wouldn't want the clip to be riding in my hand. But, you could maybe have your thumb sit on it or your pointer, depending on how you want to lock in. But I think it's really comfortable, and ultimately it gives it a different aesthetic, which is another huge thing when you're spending this type of money on a pen, right? $99. The nice thing is this is, of course, fully US made, and there are some titanium pens and pencils that are out there that cost upwards of $100 that are being made overseas for much less. So I think that's great that they're still able to offer that value proposition of that US made production. Now, in terms of in pocket, of course, very slim profile, so it's going to be quite unobtrusive, although you're going to have a fair amount of tip sticking out. So if you were to put this, let's say, within your front breast pocket on your shirt, it would stick out a good amount. If you were putting this in your pants or in a notebook, it really shouldn't matter. I think it's going to, ultimately, you're not going to notice that as much just because it's not going to be as in your face. Now, when it comes to model variants, you can get it with this titanium with or without that blue anodized clip, or you can get it in brass with a titanium clip that is non-anodized as well. In terms of comparable options, guys, a lot of solid mechanical pencils on the market, and I think few that really feel this well executed. Like I'm really enjoying this aesthetic, as well as just the fit and finish, the tight tolerances. They definitely made a point to, again, just make every piece of this feel well finished. Nothing feels sharp that should not be. It just has these great bevels, and again, it goes back to the love of a fine timepiece, guys. Most of my channels is based around watch reviews, so of course, when it comes to those extra points of finishing, I really resonate with that, and I can appreciate that. And just to look at the finish here on this milled clip, the satinization is very clean, the bevel work there, it's just quite impressive. Even when you get down to the point here, this is a broken edge. It's not sharp to the touch. So it has a nice little roll to it. That is, again, they're thinking about that because you're going to have to touch this to pull this out. So really nice from that perspective as well. So for me, guys, bottom line, while the market does seem to be more saturated than ever when it comes to products like this, you know, a custom machined EDC pen or pencil, I think this Machine Era pencil stands out with its extremely high level of finishing and well thought out design. I think this is also nice to look at. It's nice to have in hand, and yeah, ultimately this is a pretty standard price point at this point, right around $100. So I think they've done enough, absolutely, to justify the cost. But let me know what you all think down in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do it like, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe for more content just like this. Ooh, let's get the close-up on the tip, guys, because they did such a good job on this. Ooh, there you go. Look at that. No wiggle. Just beautifully executed, guys. Very, very high precision. So if you're big into pocket knives, you know, you're big into wristwatches, and you just love that level of high precision, this is definitely something that you might want to take a look at. But again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you like the video, please do it like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.